Yo, this is Souldrawn86 bringing you another video. So I wanted to talk about Ultra Pro Wrestling today, a little bit of the wrestling code. Now, these are two games that I'm more intrigued about the wrestling code. We still haven't really seen much of anything with that game. There's been some gameplay things here and there that look pretty decent. There's still a lot of things gameplay wise that they need to fix. Obviously, the game for me looks like it moves a little bit too slow. Things are just kind of a little too floaty, but there's also some good things, the different selling animations and things like that. But nonetheless, I'm still very intrigued about the wrestling code, and I hope whenever that game does release that it is a fantastic game. I really do. I hope that it's a good wrestling game, but I'm really, really excited about Ultra Pro Wrestling. Now, I've talked about this before. I'm a pretty patient man. I didn't used to be. Excuse me. I didn't used to be, but I'm a pretty patient guy, and I get that level. I got that level of impatience from my dad, but I feel like I'm definitely more patient now than I ever have been. So yeah, kind of odd. The older I get, the more patient I get. I was way less patient before. Anyways, um, I'm all for Ultra Pro Wrestling taking their time with the game. I don't even necessarily need the game in my hands right this very moment. It's not like to that degree. But I can't lie and say that I wish that we would at least see more from the game. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a video of me saying, like, these games need to hurry up and get out, like, come out and release and blah, blah, blah. Like, God forbid they release a game that is unfinished and they get destroyed by the community. All types of things like that. It's such a short team, like a short team, a small team working on the game as is. Definitely don't want to release something that is not ready. But like I said, I really do wish that we could still see progress and see where they're at now. You know what I mean? I know that they did a video. I can't remember his name, but the designer of Ultra Pro Wrestling, he did a video, and it was like, gosh, was it like almost 2 hours? And he kind of went through the history of that game, what it took to eventually make it. He went through all of the processes, the steps, kind of showing like what the game looked like very early on. And it was very little of what the game looks like now. And it was like towards the end of the video, you saw Blue Collar Bill Dollar doing like animations. He wasn't in the ring or anything. It was just kind of showing like animations, but there was really nothing new. It was a pretty interesting video to watch, but I think a lot of people, like myself at least, speaking for myself, I wanted to see like where they're at with the game now. Like what do certain things look like now? It's been about what 2 years now, maybe 2 years and a half since we saw the Ultra Pro Wrestling Showcase where they show a match happening, like it's actual gameplay footage. First, you see Blue Collar Bill Dollar in the locker room, and there's the other made up character that's in the game that looks like he's from England because he has like almost like British Bulldog style pants, and he has the blonde hair. They're wrestling each other. He's already in the ring. They're showing the entrance, and it looks like an old school WWF arena. It has the red, white, and blue ropes and the blue turnbuckles and things like that. And they actually show a decent amount of gameplay footage showing moves being done. And, of course, we also got like them showing kind of the creation suite when you're selecting moves for your created superstar. And they have that, which those graphics look so much better than what that showcase looked like. So the game is obviously progressing. The ring, everything just looks really good in comparison to that. But I was happy with that first showcase because I knew it was early footage. I wish that they would put more stuff out, though. You know what I mean? You don't want to do it too much, because you can run the risk of like really making people anticipate or really making people wanting to rush the progress and like having the game come out. But I feel like if you show that type of gameplay footage, like 2 years and a half ago, maybe. I mean, it may just be 2 years, but I know it was like the summer of was it the summer of 2022? I think it was when that showcase came out. Maybe it was the summer of 2022, and it's been a while. So I just wish that we would get more information, like footage, I should say, not just information about the game, but also footage. This is a game that you know you do by default just have a lot of people anticipating it. And the reason why you have so many people anticipating a game like this is because, let's be honest, and I talk about this on my channel, 2K is just not that game. And a lot of us have fatigue. We've been playing 2K for so long, and they refuse to listen to their fan base. And now they are going even more in the direction of NBA 2K, where it's all about the money, and it's all about that. It's no longer it's no longer about trying to make the best wrestling game that you could possibly make. And so people get frustrated with 2K from that standpoint. People are frustrated at the fact that we've only had 2K to play. When the AEW Fight Forever came out, people were excited. Even people who don't really watch AEW in real life were excited about the possibility of playing a brand new wrestling game, and they wanted it to hit on all cylinders, or at least enough cylinders to make them to where they could possibly just kind of, I don't really want to play 2K anymore. I think a lot of people were anticipating a creation suite to where they could create their WWE superstars and WWE arenas to then put into the AEW Fight Forever experience, so they could kind of, okay, I could be done with 2K at least for a while. Like, it could be maybe a situation where we go back and forth, but a lot of people were looking for a true alternative. And for a lot of us, we didn't get that. And I'm somebody who didn't even really hate AEW Fight Forever. I had a lot of fun with that game, and I played it for as long as I could. I'll say that. I played it for as long as I could. But it is a fun game. It is a fun game. It's been a while since I've played it in recent, like, months, maybe going on to a year. But it's been a while since I played it. But a lot of people are anticipating these new wrestling games because, we used to get so many before. It's kind of like, it's kind of happening just all throughout the gaming industry, and it's been happening for a while. We used to get a ton of NBA games, and now we don't have that. NBA Live quit again. NBA Live allowed themselves to get beat into submission again by NBA 2K, which is kind of crazy to me. I don't understand, with the NBA being so big, right? And I'm not even an NBA fan anymore. Can't watch it at all, and I've talked about this, but with as big as the NBA is, it's on the level of all the other professional sports. So it's interesting to me that EA Sports just says, you know what, we can't compete. So, and it's not like there's no exclusive license like there is with Madden. There's no exclusive license to the NBA. Yet we don't get these NBA games that we used to get a ton of. Used to have so many options. When I was growing up, I had so many options. A lot of you guys about my age or the same age or older, you know what I'm talking about. We had options. Even if we had our favorite, we had options. And it was always nice to see certain games made from different perspectives, different features, different gameplay, mechanics and stuff like that. It was the same thing with the NFL. It was the same thing with the NHL. It was the same thing with soccer. We just had options upon options upon options. And we had them with wrestling games. So now that we're in an era where we haven't had many options for wrestling games, you can't really blame people for really wanting these games to come out, because at the end of the day, I think what a lot of people at least want to see is something. They want to see some footage. Okay, where are you at now? Because what you showed us about 2 years ago, Ultra Pro Wrestling, I know that the game looks better and it runs smoother. Do another showcase. I mean, the demo was supposed to come out, I believe, last year or at the very beginning of this year. I want to say it was either at the tail end of last year, and it was supposed to be like first quarter this year, and all of that got pushed back. Okay, cool. If you can't release the demo now, don't release the demo. But if you were going to release a demo, at least release gameplay footage. Again, it doesn't have to be anything long. It can be 2 minutes worth of gameplay footage, literally. Maybe a minute and a half of gameplay footage and just show where you are, what's the progression in the game. It doesn't need to be a long, I mean, the last showcase was 10 minutes. So I shouldn't even really say that there shouldn't be a longer, preview to the game, but I'm like, I know that they kind of keep people updated if you're signed up to their Patreon, but more than the information, I also want to see gameplay. I want to see like where they are. What does the game look like now? How does the game move now? What's better than what we seen because I know that the game has to just logically be better than what we saw in that first showcase. So where is that where is that? I want to see, and I know I'm not the only one. I want to see it. I'm not somebody that's going to just trash the game. Because again, I didn't trash AEW Fight Forever. It just needed more. AEW Fight Forever was gameplay wise. If they would have promoted the game as like, hey, this is what this is. This is not going to be like your typical wrestling game. I think it probably would have done better if they would have kind of promoted more of what AEW Fight Forever was going to be. But a lot of people wanted features that we have in 2K to be in AEW Fight Forever. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I agree. I wanted create a pay-per-view. I wanted something that was like a universe mode or something where you can go through the calendar and set up your match or shows and stuff like that. I wanted to do that with AEW Fight Forever. But even though I didn't have those things, right? We didn't have those things, I was still able to enjoy the game for what it was for as long as I was able to. Again, because there's not a lot of options in that game and the creation suite was not that great at all, it made it to where, your playtime with it didn't extend too much. There was no replay value really to the game other than the gameplay feels great, it's fun, and that was pretty much it. But yeah, man, everything that they have planned for Ultra Pro Wrestling, it's just so exciting, and we just want to see where they're at. I was really hoping that video that they did not too long ago on the Ultra Pro Wrestling YouTube channel, I was really hoping that video was going to showcase more current gameplay footage, not old stuff, but current gameplay footage. I really wanted to see that. Again, it doesn't have to be anything long. Just show where you are now. Release a gameplay video of what 1v1, I think a lot of the times, and Strizer actually talked about this in a recent video, and I loved it. I mean, he was nailing every point, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was talking about along the lines that like a lot of indie developers, I think now because of the backlash that AEW Fight Forever got, they're a little gun shy, and he was talking about how it's admirable to want to make the perfect game. That's always a good thing in life. No matter what the topic is, it's always a good thing in life to want to put your best forward, right? They always tell you put your best foot forward. First impressions are everything, right? You know what I mean? Good, bad, or indifferent, your first impression, it means the most in most cases in life. So I even understand the idea of we're not going to release anything until, blah, blah, blah. But keep in mind, again, that showcase that happened 2 years ago, that was way before the game was ready for release. But now that you're where you're at now, can we get something? Can we get something that shows some gameplay just to show the fans, look, this is what the animations look like right now. This is what entrances look like right now. This is what physics look like right now, weapon physics and all of this. Just, it doesn't even have to be the deepest of deep dives. Just something, right? I understand that not only the IWC, but just the video game community as a whole can be very, very like rough on games that don't execute in the proper way or the way that they want them to. I get it. I truly do get it. But at the end of the day, you cannot let that stop you from putting out anything. You can't let it stop you from letting this game be forgotten about, you know? Because right now I feel like there's only so many people that are still wanting and anticipating this game. You got to show it to recapture some of that. If there is some type of drop off, you have to release something to kind of show people and bring people back in. This is what we got. This is going to look better. It's okay to release gameplay that is unfinished, as long as it's not in our hands and it's the actual release day. But if you're showing gameplay and we know that it's a small team and there's still work to be done, for the most part, people are very understanding of that. But I know for me personally, I don't need the game right now. I don't need the game right now. Would it be awesome? Absolutely. But what I want more than the game right now is just to see where it is, you know? Because I don't know, I'm not the only one. When you see a cool trailer or when you see a cool thing of like gameplay footage, you watch it a couple times. You know what I mean? You watch it over and over and over. Like when it's really good, you continuously watch it. You get excited about it. And I just want to watch. I mean, I watched the Wrestling Code trailer that with Dink Ops in it, with Chris Danger in it. I watched that trailer several times. It was fun. It was fun to look at the new gameplay and what everything looked like. It's time that we see more footage and a more updated video for Ultra Pro Wrestling. Because again, I am very excited about the game. I just don't want it to be a situation where we wait and we wait and we wait. And, by the time that we do get our hands on it, you know what I mean? Like you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. So you may as well just show something. You don't have to release a demo. You don't have to, definitely don't rush the release of the game out, but just to kind of show fans, okay, where are we at now? Because right now, a lot of people, unless a video is made like this one, a lot of people really aren't thinking of Ultra Pro Wrestling. They're just not. People are still thinking of 2K. They still haven't released 2K as of this date, still hasn't released DLC. That's coming out May 14th or 15th or something like that. So, by the time that a lot of people see this video, the DLC will probably be out, depending on when I upload this. But as of right now, there's more talk about the DLC coming with WWE 2K. What surprises are we going to get with the DLC? What extra content are we going to get? There's nothing about any other wrestling games. And I feel like when years start to go by, when you're not saying anything about your game, I don't think that that's the right way to go. I think that there should always be something released, at least every, 4 months, every 3 to 4 months, something new. Maybe it's a little gameplay footage here, maybe a little more information here. Just kind of do that to kind of keep the game relevant, keep the game in people's mind. It's always going to be in my mind because of the way that I feel about 2K and the way that I feel about the fact of not having a ton of wrestling games. I mean, I'm somebody who, turns out that it may have been BS right now. I don't know what the hang up is, but Tony Khan said that they were going to still add more wrestlers and all this other stuff to AEW Fight Forever. I'm so starved to play like other wrestling games that I was really anticipating that. I was wanting to see if that was going to be true. I was like, well, shoot, if you're going to add more to it, maybe the next thing that we get is create a pay-per-view and show, and we get more wrestlers and, like the Gun Club and Saraya and all of that. But Saraya is now done with the AEW. So I just, maybe we get Mercedes. I was hoping for stuff like that. I really was, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. So I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I just, for me personally, I just want to see more gameplay footage. I just want to see what Ultra Pro Wrestling looks like now. Don't hide the game. I for me, it's just simple logic. If 2 years ago they felt comfortable releasing that 10-minute showcase, I just don't see how they're not comfortable releasing what they got going on now. Again, I keep saying it. I'm a broken record. I don't need the game now. I'm not saying make this game and the demo come out ASAP. No, 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 no. But I think I can speak for a lot of people when I say I just want to see what it looks like. I, we just want to see what it looks like now because it is very anticipated. It's hard for a wrestling game that has the Aki engine that is supposed to be the predecessor of some of the greatest wrestling games of all time. It's hard for people to not anticipate it. It's hard for people to not anticipate it when you got all of these cool legends coming into the game. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to not anticipate it. I'm just saying. So look, Ultra Pro Wrestling crew, don't don't worry about the internet. If you released footage from before, I'm pretty sure what you got now you can release. So it is what it is. Anyways, man, it's your boys. Let me know what you feel in the comment section. It's your boy Soul Drum 86, and I'm out. Peace.